You know, I am a positive person by nature.
You've got to be. You live in Lebanon.
I believe that what we have witnessed yesterday is very promising, especially that the Lebanese economy has been falling into a deep coma since 2010 with the outbreak of the Syrian war. So now that we are talking about emergency room again, it means that the patient is waking up, and this is quite positive. But if I have to look to the empty half of the glass, we should have witnessed probably a stronger political commitment yesterday in implementing, all what have been decided in the meeting.
Because what's going to really give confidence to investors? Because this is about bringing private investment back into this country.
First of all, I heard you this morning talking about the debt profile of the country, which have deteriorated significantly and which is raising concerns, among foreign investors. You are right. But probably what people don't know is that Lebanon still have a lot of available and unutilized resources in order to adjust its fiscal imbalances. First of all, if we look at the revenue side of the budget, we have a revenue gap of not less than 9% of GDP, which is the difference between actual revenues and potential revenues without adding any new tax, just by collecting the existing ones. And I have heard recently the Deputy Prime Minister saying that at the spending side of the budget, waste and corruption do represent another 11% of GDP. So the aggregate is 20% of GDP. Can you imagine? So all the government need to do is to close 1/3 of the revenue gap, just 1/3 to start with, and also to ensure savings at the spending side at the level of waste and corruption of 1/3 in order to curb down debt ratios. Why I'm saying 1/3? Because the requested primary surplus in the budget to curb down debt ratios is estimated at 7.5% out of 20% of an available pot to be used.
And also, this is also about unlocking that $11 billion. But in the end, that's just loans as well. More loans that the Lebanese government is going to have to pay
I don't believe that, they're having commitments from the government to the donors at the Sadr conference to engage into whatever reforms, not only, fiscal reforms, all kind of political, administrative reforms. But I don't believe that those commitments are really sensitive, to those reforms. Because the headline target, which nobody is focusing on today, the top priority in Lebanon, is to attract a minimum of $20 billion of yearly private investments in order to put Lebanon back on the right track to achieve sustainable high GDP growth rates with an important job component. This has been, estimated by the IMF, which would translate into creating not less than 40,000 jobs a year and raising active population to total population ratio from currently slightly less than 30% to 75%. So this is what would lead Lebanon, in different words, to the upper middle income countries' per capita income level 5 years down the road. So people are talking about Sadr. Sadr, to a certain extent, are political loans, which are granted to Lebanon as a foreign financial and economic support. But what about the remaining $18.5 billion? Because Sadr, the Lebanese administration cannot spend more than $1.5 billion a year in terms of investment spending.
Freddie, we're going to have to leave it there. But one quick question before I let you go. The Prime Minister, I'm going to be asking him all about this tonight. Is this something he has the political will behind him to really move forward on?
I believe that he does. But in order to provide confidence to the private sector, there is two political understandings. We call them taswiya in Lebanon, which have not occurred yet. The first one is at the level of the top, of the state, between the Lebanese government and Hezbollah as an armed party, to define some kind of an understanding, in order to provide the private sector confidence in accepting of scaling up, the capital stock of Lebanon. And what is needed, for the private sector is to be comforted that Lebanon won't be driven into whatever legitimate or senseless war, which will make him lose, his investment.
Hi, I'm Joanna Bersace, and thank you for watching. You can check out more of our videos by clicking on the boxes on the screen. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more from CNBC International. Thank you for watching.